afternoon. It's an honor to be here at the Holiday Bowl. I know our football team is excited to play a tremendous team in University of Southern California. A ton of talent, great athletes, extremely well coached, and a lot of history and tradition. So for our football team to get an opportunity to go against such a great team, it's a great chance for our team to showcase what we're all about. And I think anytime you have a pretty successful season, you get to the end, you want to try to finish it with a win. So I think our guys have worked hard. We understand it's important to come out and try to play well. And I know both teams will have some new players at some certain positions, but that's all part of the process now. And I know our guys are excited to get on the field. We've had a great week here. We want to thank the Holiday Bowl for extending us an invitation, allowing us to come out here and experience San Diego. It's been great for our players, our staff, the families, and our fans. So we're just looking forward to getting out here in a great baseball stadium and having a good game tomorrow night against a great opponent.
A couple questions, Coach Brohm, please. There's some live mic. You guys put your hand up, please. Thank you.
Hey Jeff, Todd Strain, NBC San Diego. Can you just speak? You touched on it at the end there. Speak on the uniqueness of playing here at Petco Park in a baseball stadium, a football game.
Well, bowl games provide you with great opportunities, and the venue you have here is a tremendous setup to play baseball and a great town that a lot of people love to visit. The weather's been tremendous, even in December. So for our team to come out and play somewhere where they're not going to come visit very often, it's great for them to experience. A lot of our guys have not been out to this part of the country, but this is a beautiful stadium. A lot of great baseball players have come through here. I think the field is situated, as good as you can make it for football tomorrow night, and I know we're looking forward to it.
Jeff in the back, Dominic Gates, WLKY in Louisville. You mentioned there will be some new faces and new positions. As far as with your guys, are there any specific areas that it will look different, but also as far as with the opt-outs, is it kind of a silver lining that guys like Garindo, Turner have been able to kind of help carry the load since Jawar and guys like Jamari won't be playing?
Well, we've been fortunate enough to play a lot of guys throughout the season. So with some people from our team that aren't participating tomorrow night, I think that we have guys ready to step up and showcase what they're all about. And a lot of these guys have played to a certain degree up to this point. Others maybe not as much, but this is their chance to showcase what they're made of, to get on the big stage against a great opponent, and to try to produce at a high level. So they've worked really hard. I'm proud of them. I think they want to come out. We've had two games, against our rival Kentucky and against Florida State that we'd like to play better and find a way to win, but we didn't. So you got to have to just step back and learn from the mistakes we made. We got to get better as coaches and figure out a way to score points and play great defense and be solid on special teams. But that's how every game works. And to have another opportunity to play against a really great opponent, I think will be a lot of fun.
Okay, we're going to introduce Coach Riley next. Coach Riley, Lincoln Riley from USC. Then he'll a couple questions, then we'll get them together, sit here, and you guys ask about other things.
All right, want to echo several things that Coach Brohm said. First, the chance to be back at the Holiday Bowl. Got great memories here from 2004. My first trip here was a pretty epic game, and I think this is one of those bowls that in coaching circles, you always talk about the different bowls, your experiences, how you're treated, and this is one of those forever and ever that has such a tremendous reputation, and have seen everything this week that would remind me of that and confirm that. Thank you to everybody that's spent so much time on this bowl. I know a lot of people on the outside don't realize how much work this actually takes. A lot of the men, a lot of the guys here in the red coats today, men and women, that really sacrifice a ton of time throughout the year to make this happen. It's not just a one-week thing, and so we're very appreciative to them, appreciative to the city of San Diego for hosting us. Certainly means a lot to our players, their families, our staff to be able to come down and play in this game. And congrats to Coach Brohm and Louisville. What a tremendous year they've had. It's been fun getting an opportunity to study them over the last several weeks and see the quality of job that they've done, obviously in a short amount of time. And a tremendous football team on all three sides, and reason why they had the type of season that they did. So we know it's certainly a tremendous challenge for us. And yeah, we're absolutely looking forward to the game. It's a unique game. Coach and I were talking about it on on the aircraft carrier the other day. It is a unique game in terms of the new players, the different players that are going to be available, how you piece it together, how you handle these last several weeks. It's been a little bit longer time for us than Louisville, obviously, with the way that our schedule's set up. So 6 weeks, like, we're ready to play. We're tired of practicing, tired of hitting each other. We're certainly ready to play someone else. So looking forward to that opportunity tomorrow as well.
A couple questions for Coach Riley, please. Hold your hand up.
Hey, Lincoln, can you provide some clarity on who's going to be playing for you in the secondary and at tight end, what those spots look like for you?
Yeah, tight end will be, Carson Tabaracci will take probably the majority of it, along with Kate Eldridge. Had the unfortunate injury with Lake last week, which was really kind of a gut punch to the team. Just one of those as a coach. I think in all the years of doing it, I don't know that I've ever seen an injury like that in a bowl practice. So that's you hate that, and obviously be excited to get him back next season. But Tabo and Kate Eldridge will take the majority of them. Secondary's a little bit thin right now, as we know, but obviously several of those guys have practiced well. We've been able to take advantage of all this time to get some of these guys ready to go. So we'll see a lot of Prophet Brown, see a lot of Fagans, we'll see a lot of Jacoby Covington, we'll see a lot of Jalen Smith, certainly Beavers, Shaw, Max Williams. Those will be the majority of guys that will take the snaps.
Another question? There you go, right there. It's coming right there. Fire away.
Coach Riley, from your days at Oklahoma, obviously a success story there. What have you moved from those days, those years, to what you're doing now at USC? In other words, the experience that has advanced you.
Yeah, I think we're all products of the experiences that we have, the different opportunities that we've had, the challenges that we faced. And so, yeah, I mean, I try to carry, probably like Coach Brohm does as well, try to carry all the different experiences with me, the good, the bad, everything in between. Try to learn from it, and certainly have tried to bring our best out here to USC. We knew the challenge coming in here to help rebuild this. It's something that we're very, very passionate about, very, very excited about as we continue to go forward. And yeah, I think that's kind of why you get in this, right? Is for challenges like this and opportunities like this, and we've got one of the great ones. And really from a long-term perspective, looking forward to getting this thing back to where we believe it can be.
Okay, we're gonna have Coach Riley sit down here, then we're gonna fire up a couple more questions to the coaches, and then get moving on with the day. Go ahead, you're first.
Lincoln, speaking about some of those young guys.
Coach, and tell people where you're from, please.
Tuning in with the LA Times. Lincoln, you were talking about some of those young guys. A lot of the guys have been mentioned. Jacoby Lane specifically seems like a big opportunity for him this week. What have you seen from him in practice?
Yeah, he's done a nice job. He's able to play a few snaps for us there at the end of the season. He's a really, really talented young guy that's got a bright future for us, and I think a guy that our quarterbacks really trust. Enjoy throwing the ball to. He's a pretty easy target, and so yeah, I've been impressed with him. He's been one of the guys, and then honestly, take a while to list them all throughout this bowl practice. But one of the guys I feel like has to take advantage of the reps, and certainly will have an opportunity to play a big role for us tomorrow night.
Okay. Go ahead.
Hey Lincoln, Luke Evans, OC Register. You've been talking about, wanting guys with this program that really kind of, want to be Trojans and want to be here, and maybe, none more kind of fit that than Miller Moss. I mean, just for him to finally get a chance to start in this bowl game, what are you looking for from him in terms of how he can kind of lead this team and especially compete for that job, heading into spring ball? I'm excited for him. I really am. He's had a unique journey, at his time. The year before we came in, and even the last 2 years, he's a guy that has really hung in there. He's continued to put in work, even though that he wasn't the starter. He's learned our offense as good as any player on our roster, and I think really earned the respect of the team. So I know the coaching staff, the players around him are all really excited for him to play. There's no question about it. Excited to see him get his opportunity, and certainly wish we could have gotten him a few more this year. But I think he's taken advantage of kind of this 6-week build up to this. We've been able to pump a ton of reps into him, and I know he's very confident in what we do and how we're going to do it. And now you got to go execute it against a really good defense, and that'll be obviously a big challenge, but one that
I feel like he's ready for it, and, yeah, it'll be, he understands the opportunity that's here. I mean, you could argue he's been, waiting 3 years for an opportunity like this, and so he's very ready to play, and the guys are ready to play around him.
Right there? Sure,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Rick Bozich, WDRB in Louisville. Games like this have a long and strong history in college football. With the playoff going to 12 games next year and all these opt-outs and things, do either of you guys worry that some of the bowl games might disappear because of all that?
Go ahead, Coach.
Well, me and Coach Riley were just talking about that the other day when we were together. I think that, times are gonna change. I think everyone's really excited for the 12-team playoff to take into effect. And I think it'll add a lot of excitement to college football, a lot of interest from everyone, every fan of the game. So even myself, I think as a fan, you look forward to seeing that dynamic work and play out. So I think that'll be exciting. Obviously, the other bowl games, you're not quite for sure what will exactly happen there. So I don't have a definite answer there, but I think it is great that, starting next year, 12 teams will have an opportunity to compete for a championship.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I've been excited about the 12-team playoff for a while. I think it's something that certainly is needed to happen. Now, do I believe that bowl games, that there's many other bowl games, this included, that are a big part of college football history and we need to find a way to preserve them and integrate them in a new system? Hell yeah, I do. I mean, we do. There's just too many great memories, too many great players, too many great college football moments that we can't just put off to the side just because the playoff has changed. So there's a good way to get it done. I don't have all the answers, but I know I'll certainly be in full support of that when the time comes.
In the back?
Randy Silver, Patrick School Sports Channel. With Brohm, with 2 Pac-12 schools coming into the ACC next year, curious if you're using anything from this week, learning about being on the West Coast to prepare for future games on the West Coast?
Well, I think that, next year we go to Stanford and play football, which will be a long, trip for our team. So getting an opportunity to come out west and adjust to the different dynamics of long travel, I think will be beneficial. You try to just kind of study your opponents as you move into it, and of course we'll have to study a lot of things from the conference and get ready to play. But I think there's a lot of history and tradition with a lot of these teams, and we're excited to add Stanford and University of California. I think they'll be great additions to our conference and add some excitement. And obviously, there's a lot of change in college football in that regard. But for us, I think it'll be a great mix of 2 teams from out west that'll provide some excitement and interest across the country.
We'll pass each other in the air.
Who's got the mic?
Jeff C.L. Brown with the Louisville Courier-Journal. In what ways does this almost feel like a different team than the team you had during the season because of opt-outs, transfer portal, and how many of the guys that are joining your team from the portal were able to actually join you for practice?
Well, none on the last question. I think for us, the way college football is set up, there's going to be change every year. Rosters are going to change. You have to adapt to it and adjust and not kind of lose too much time thinking about it, but just preparing for the future. As far as our football team, we've had a lot of players play football this year. There'll be some new pieces here and there, but you know what? They've practiced a lot. They've earned the right to get on the field. You want to try to finish the season strong, but also build on for your roster and for your team next year and give those guys an opportunity to measure themselves against a great opponent and figure out what we need to work on in the offseason. So I think it's great for our football team that there are new pieces, and everyone deserves and wants an opportunity to get on the field, and they'll have it tomorrow night.
We're gonna do 3 more questions.
Yeah, Jeff, in the back, right here, Tyler Gruber with WDRB. Isaac and Maurice have had opportunities this year and taken advantage of them. What have those guys shown you throughout the season to not even worry that Jawar won't be able to play, that those guys have produced?
We like our running back room. Obviously, Jawar was a special talent, played outstanding through 6 games, had some injuries and some things that lingered throughout the rest of the season. Had to have a cleanup with his knee that caused him to miss the bowl game. So, I applaud him for playing tough and trying to come back and play for his team. But in the meantime, Isaac has stepped in and done a good job, and, you know, he runs downhill hard, he's got good speed once he's out in open field, he's got good hands. Maurice is gonna be a big piece of our team next year, and I think we need to try to help him have a good football game tomorrow night if we can, and, you know, there's other young running backs as well that could see the field. So I just think those dynamics always change. You know, they prepared all year long, they put in a lot of time in practice, and it's time to go out and do it on the field.
2 more questions, right here. But you've already asked one. Who hasn't asked one? There you go, Alexis, go ahead.
Alexis Cooper, Louisville Courier Journal. Lincoln, you guys played Jack Plummer last year when he was at Cal. I guess, what do you remember from that game, and how much have you seen him grow just in the film that you've seen this year?
Yeah, he's definitely grown. He's a good player, but obviously under coach's tutelage, you can see, you know, him continue to progress, and no surprise. Obviously, coach has a tremendous track record with quarterbacks and offensive play, so no surprise to see him play at a high level in some big games and some big moments this year. So it seems certainly very comfortable with what they're doing offensively. He seems very, you know, in command, knows where he wants to go with the ball. So, you know, talented kid that has some experience that's getting coached at a high level right now, and the tape certainly backs that up.
Coach Rogers. How you doing? Dwayne Douglas from the Cincinnati Right USC podcast. Just really quickly, can you go over what makes Louisville's red zone defense so tough? They've been a pretty tough bunch of guys to kind of score when you get there. And just to both of you guys, do you feel like the early signing period and transfer portal maybe should be moved back, because next year this time to be playing in the playoffs?
Yeah, the red zone defense, yeah, it's shown up consistently throughout the year. I mean, they've been a really good defense overall. I mean, that's and if you're a good defense, you're probably pretty good in the red zone. They've made it tough for teams to score. They've done a nice job defending the run, and they've got certainly some guys on the perimeter in terms of their defensive backs that have won a lot of one-on-one matchups, which is typically at the end of the day what red zone football becomes. It's football in a confined space, and it's tight matchups, it's competitive plays, and they've done a great job really consistently throughout the year making that happen. I'll let Coach tackle the next one.
Thanks a lot. I really don't have a great answer for that question. I think that you know, everyone's opinions are vastly different as far as whether you move up signing day, move back signing day, when should the portal dates be. You know, and I think it changes every year. Every day we kind of had, hey, what is the rule now? What are the dates? What's, you know, so you just try to deal with the cards you've been dealt and make the most of it. I'm sure there'll be changes in the future. What that will be, I'm not sure of that. You know, we just try to adjust as the rules are put out and make the most of it.
Okay, all right, thank you. We're gonna bring Nick Amorozola from the